Hi, this is Holly at the Potomac Bead Company. Today I'm going to show you how to make these wire-wrapped cup chain earrings, and these feature our Preciosa crystal cup chain that we just received in many stores. And what you're going to need for this project is some memory wire, and you're going to need at least one loop of that, and it's going to overlap a little bit. We also have some 24 gauge wire. You can use art wire or silver, gold-plated, sterling, whatever you'd like. We also have some of our Preciosa crystal cup chain right here, and this is in the AB finish. You'll also need some jump rings and some ear wires. Tools you'll need for this project are some cutters, round nose pliers, and you'll also need memory wire cutters for your memory wire. To get started, what we're going to do is we're going to take our memory wire and our round nose pliers, and you're going to make some loops on both ends of your memory wire. And with that memory wire, you're going to come towards the center. You want the loop to be just big enough, and it's going to be a little bit difficult with the memory wire. And just kind of roll it like that. So you have a loop that looks like that. We're going to do one on the other side, and they're going to meet in the middle. So I have my loops made here on my memory wire, and we want to keep those together there at the top. Eventually what we're going to do is we're going to come back in with that jump ring, and we're going to put these together, and that's how we're going to eventually attach our ear wire. What I have done is gone ahead and started with my 24 gauge wire, and I'm wrapping that right underneath that first loop on my memory wire. I'm wrapping that really tight and very close, as you can see there. And if you're having trouble getting that to stay together, you can always go back in with your chain nose pliers and kind of squeeze those together. Just be careful if you're working with a colored art wire like this. Every once in a while, if you don't have smooth pliers, it can scratch the finish off of your wire. So once I've wrapped that a few times, now I'm going to come back in. This gets a little tricky holding it in place, but right under where I've wrapped that wire, I'm going to hold my cup chain like this, and we're going to stretch it out. And we're going to take that art wire right between our crystals. And again, you're going to want to try to keep that pretty tight and close together so it looks pretty neat. And you're going to do that 2 to 3 times. And then you just, once you have that wrapped 2 or 3 times, we're going to move on to the next one. We're going to wrap that one 2 or 3 times. You could always do this if you did not have memory wire. You could always do this with a mandrel and some regular silver plated or gold plated wire. But you can see what I've got going there. And like I said, trying to hold everything in place is the trickiest part about this, but the further you go along, the easier it gets. So we're just going to keep wrapping the whole way around our memory wire until we get back to the loops. If they slide a little bit, you can always use your pliers to kind of pinch those into place to keep them from moving. So I've wrapped the pink art wire the whole way around our memory wire loop, and I've attached our cup chain the whole way around. Looking pretty good right now. And so just to finish up, I'm going to keep wrapping till I'm almost up to the other side loop on our memory wire. Then what you're going to do, and it's going to get a little tricky again, is you're going to wrap those 2 loops together. Try to hold them so they stay there. If you need to wrap your wire down a little bit, you can do that too. But you just take that around like that, and you just wrap it several times like that. If you need to come back in with your flat pliers and kind of pinch it down, you can do that too. And then to finish off, I'm just going to come back to the original side until it's nice and tight. And then I'll come back in with some trimmers and cut that. The next step we're going to do is we're going to take one of our jump rings that we had over here. We're going to open that up and attach it through both of our hoops there. and then add our ear wire. You can see what's come through like that. And I'm going to use my round nose pliers here to just bring that back together. And then finally we're going to come in with our ear wire. And the great thing about these hoops is that the decoration is going to be the whole way around, so there's really no beginning or end as far as your, or front and back I should say. There's no front and back with your earring. So we'll hook that ear wire right onto the jump rings, close that up, trim that off, and there you have it. That is our memory wire cup chain earrings.